We got him.
You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, friends? Daniel Dopp here from the Fantasy Focused Football Podcast over on ESPN.
It's Fab, so you're Michael Fabiano from Sports Illustrated.
You know who you can trust if you've got some questions about your fantasy squad?
Want to check out a cool show on YouTube that'll help you get ready for the fantasy football season?
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network. If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You want to lose your league?
Head on over to YouTube. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network because they're doing everything they can to make you a better fantasy player.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
What up? What up? What up, world? Welcome back to the Get Right Fantasy Network. I'm Mike Herrick here with my good friend, Kendall VanDerBilt. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Hey, man, we're doing good. I think in one of my dynasty leagues, we were going for like a record, man. I think like 5 trades happened in like an hour. You know what it's like when you go into a draft, like you're hanging out with the boys, you're going to run a couple drafts, and you know, like, the lineups are dialed in. You're feeling good, feeling fantastic. So yeah, I'm in. I'm ready to draft tonight. I don't know, for any of you that have a bunch of kids at home, I haven't had like beer in the house in probably a good 2 months.
Kendall's excited.
We got it back. It was the wife's idea. Shout out to my wife, wonderful human being.
Yes.
So we're gonna punt this draft away. Try not to. We'll see what happens. Don't draft and don't stream and draft, boys. It's tough on the rosters. But what about you, Mike? You ready to go?
Oh man, I've been ready from the get-go. Got to go out today and enjoy Masters Week, as you can see with my wonderful hat.
We love
my
it.
boogie bros. But yeah, going out there, enjoying a beautiful day today out in New York, and got to have a good time with some friends. So it was, can't go wrong there. I'm going out again on Sunday.
Nice. Nice. Hey, we love to hear it.
Tonight we are going to be doing a 12-team Superflex League. We're going to be doing all basically 12 spots, 20 spots altogether. We're going to be doing 3 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 tight end, 2 flex. Let's get this thing started.
Good old start 10, all 20 rounds, 30-second picks. We're running with it. The best way to train, little P90X style. You just got to run. You got to know the board. Yeah, let's hit it. I'm actually really looking forward to just talking through the draft, talking through some picks.
It's gonna be fun.
I have some drinks in me today, so we're not pulling any punches. All right, if I love your pick, you're gonna hear it.
We also had some fun news today, but it kind of takes a small step back.
Dontavian?
Start us up. Yeah, I was going to talk about that.
All right,
seeing how you felt about that. Let's get this draft going.
Doc, let's see what you got. Doc Watson up on the clock right now.
There you go. Yeah.
Didn't even let it get to 29.
No, I wouldn't even let it get to 29. We got news today. Dontavian Wicks is being traded to the Eagles. He will be an Eagle now. Not really significant. What do you think?
I think it's pretty significant. In terms of it shows that the team has a decent amount of faith in Matthew Golden. It shows that Christian Watson, I think, really is the de facto one. I mean, he's injured, but it's not like the 49ers don't think that Christian McCaffrey is the one, even though he's got some injury issues here and there. So it tells me that teams stay closer to their players than we stay close to them on social media, right? They have like real relationships. So when things like this happen, we often talk about this in like the running back market and free agency. We talk about following the money, and this is a different version of that. But it's follow the narrative. It tells me, Jaden Reed's had some ups and downs, but we saw the talent in the dynasty streets. He was worth almost 2 first-round picks at some point before he came back. So one of my biggest off-season buyers has been picking up some cheaper Christian Watson, taking some Jaden Reed. If I have one, I want both. You know,
Okay.
because you kind of get one full player, two injury-prone players. When one's down, the other actually appreciates in value for that particular week. So I like that quite a bit. And I didn't draft too much Matthew Golden, but I have him in a couple of spots. I do want to acquire him cheap. And I've been a big fan of Jordan Love being a buy low, as not a high ceiling guy. High ceiling guys always get hyped up, but these relatively really good solid floor guys, any quarterback in the NFC North with a nice contract, I want to have on my roster. I think Jordan Love's a buy low, so I don't think it was as indicative for the Eagles. Anyone who's like AJ Brown's gone, they never really had a third. They don't have the tight end situation figured out, so I don't think it's super significant for the Eagles. It gives them more options, but I think it makes a difference for the Packers, and it's great for Tucker Kraft too. Really, really good, underrated. That Tucker Kraft is probably just their wide receiver one, so like it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it definitely helps out a lot. It helps the Packers situation way more than the Eagles for sure. It really does help out Matthew Golden, who I have pretty much written off. I don't want anything to do with him at this point. I understand how good he is in general. He's a very talented wide receiver. I'm just not there yet. I didn't see enough in the season to really give me that, itch to always go, let me go get him. Like, no. Like, right now he has it just because it's just lack of options. You still got Watson, you still got Golden, you still have Reed, in there. And, now that Romeo Dobbs is gone, now that Wicks is gone, it kind of opens things up a little bit for him and then brings in Kraft, like you said. So I'm not against it. I'm just not there yet. But I mean, it makes Golden much more valuable for sure. But Wicks means nothing. Like, it means absolutely nothing for him. I don't think he's going to be involved. They keep stating he can play the outside and, help out. Well, you still have AJ Brown. You still have, Devontae Smith out there, playing for the time being. And they have other guys there. They invested in Dotson. They invested, some capital with him to try to be able to use him when available. So we'll see how that turns out overall. I can't wait. We have the real draft in 2 weeks. Really excited about that. So yeah. Jamie, what's going on, brother? Great to have you here today. Mike Kendall, what's up, guys? What's going on, Jamie?
What up, Jamie? Jamie, guest on Monday with Evan, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yes, make sure you guys check out Evan's podcast on Mondays, every Monday night, doing Monday Night Mocks. He had Jamie in there last week. He's doing an IDP draft, this Dynasty IDP coming up. So make sure you guys check that out as well on Monday night.
Kenneth Walker going up to the 3-5. He was at the 4-4 like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
that was my big draft takeaway. Is these running backs
he would have went
of
right
a select variety are flying up the boards.
He would have went with me. Like, let's just be clear, he wouldn't have gotten past me.
Man, you're not usually a zero QB guy in Superflex, right? That would be
I'm not one. But I have no problem being one.
I
prefer it sometimes,
man. Yeah, look at that. No quarterbacks, bunch of wide receivers. I love it, baby.
We'll see.
This is like a best ball bro draft. I dig it, man. I can dig it. Yeah, I'm loving my lineup right now. I'm loving this start. I've been talking about this for a while. If I can avoid QB in the first 2 rounds and just really set myself up, I've never had to look down the barrel of a Tet McMillan and Drake London before. So that was kind of one I had to think about a little bit. But
I don't blame you. I mean, it's so hard to gauge London. I love London as a player. Like, I think he is a solid wide receiver option. I think my biggest issue is right now with Tua coming in and, just the unsure of, what's going to happen at QB. But he's just such a talented wide receiver that it's hard for me to think that he won't do well with Tua there. So we'll see how that turns out. I think they're going to stick to the run game and be as, productive in that way as they can be. Oh, I'm gonna be.
By the way,
son of a
Jamie
bitch.
up in chat, man. Jamie, throw some plugs out for yourself, man. We are all about love for the community. Anybody who's doing cool things in fantasy that maybe other people don't know about. Jamie, I didn't know you were like a full industry dude. I gotta be honest. I promise, I'm not lazy. I'm just tired and have so many kids. But before that, I would have done my homework. I would have been in the streets checking you out. But Jamie, throw your stuff in chat, man. Let people know where to find you, man.
Oh, for sure.
We are all about that, you know.
I am in a weird situation that I normally don't live in.
Wow.
So this is odd for
me. Are you just sweating? You might need to crack something, dude.
No
I'm
QBs
good. Through 4. I am so proud of you.
Let's be clear. Very rare, but my option fell off the table. So at the Olave pick, I had a few options that I had queue up.
No, Pastor.
Come on.
I thought I was getting him in the 4th. He's been going in the 3rd
on.
all day. I have not seen him in the 4th round in a while, to be honest. Normally, I mean, there was no way he was coming back.
Know your audience.
Oh,
know your audience.
Do I have to take Warren though? Is the question. I think do I have a little time at QB?
I mean,
I don't have much.
Or you can wait on Gadsden and pair him up with Herbert.
You know what? Dude, how much do I believe? Wow, this is kind of an insane pick. Oh, 30-second clocks are unreal.
Yeah, I hate 30
All right. We're gonna do it. I have to take. I want 2 running backs through 4 or 5. What's up, Rasta?
Rasta?
How we doing, my friend? Dude, we got everybody in the chat. We got the Godfathers in the chat. We got Jamie. Jamie wrote a song for us, by the way.
I know, I love it.
That was fantastic. We got Evan hanging out in chat too. Oh, dude, what a freaking night, dude.
So for those that need to know, Jamie does a podcast. We're going for 2 live Dynasty show with the Fantasy 6-pack and co-host of the IDP Center. I love to hear it. Love more and more with the IDP. Love playing IDP when we can.
Jamie, if you need if you want to bring on any guests, man, I am awful with back office production. But I will run a heck of a guest spot, man. Let me know if y'all need anything. It's the one thing I make myself available for.
So he says Chev is coming on with me this Wednesday on the Fantasy. I love it. Absolutely love it. Make sure you guys are checking out Jamie this week on the Fantasy 6-pack.
Wow. Mendoza's ADP is above Jordan Love? That seems wrong. That seems very wrong.
Hey, man. This all is wrong.
It's always fun seeing how ADP is, and then watching that the guys that we draft with are just very sharp. They're just out here in the streets all the time.
Everybody's sharp here.
That's crazy. Pastor Sauce, your draft, you are cooking. You are absolutely cooking. Marvin the fifth feels pretty nice. I mean, if he like snaps out of it and gets good, that is pretty fantastic.
Ooh, I have a couple of really good options right now.
Yeah, I'm looking. I got 3 names that I couldn't quit if I were you. That was one of them.
Yeah, no, it's so hard to give up that type of value for him.
BTJ was 2. Can Perk go with just the right pick here? Can we do it? I don't know if it's the right pick. It's the pick I want to make.
Yeah, I was gonna say he would have went
It's
run.
not Bucky. It's definitely not Bucky for me there. I'm not anti-Bucky, by the way. I think Bucky, like, his ADP's been weird. He was up at like RB like 8 or 9. He's fallen to like RB 14, 15 in I think ECR. He's a little bit higher.
Yeah,
guys, I'm gonna say the swear word. You know I hate them, but Keep Trade Cut has them down at like 14, 15. But he's dropped like 6 spots in the rankings. It feels a little bit like a buy window. I was saying sell him. Now I kind of want to buy him.
What up, bro, Cal? Good to see you, brother.
What's happening, bud?
You're doing pretty good yourself, grabbing Mr. Dart in the 3rd. Loving seeing
Monty going 5'11". Oh, Eep. That is a wicked turn. That is the sexiest turn I have seen in a while, dude. Pour yourself some champagne, dude. That is sexy. You're turning me on here with the Jordan Tyson Mackay Lemon turn. That is dirty.
I'm loving that I actually finally get a, I finally got somebody.
Yeah.
Like going really would have loved Junkins on top of Henderson and Hampton. Big fan of the running back class. Yeah, honestly,
That's like a Harbaugh wet dream right there.
yeah. Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Oh,
Now I
man.
have to start thinking about what I want to do here. And this is a very uncomfortable spot for me. Okay. Like, I appreciate you actually taking away one of the options that would have made me upset if it was still available. Now I have to kind of pivot and figure out what I want to do here. And I think I'm going to do this, and I feel a little weird about it.
You feel a little weird about it. Okay, let's get weird.
Only a little weird.
Want to get a little weird? All right.
But Ward, 23 years old, played decently well. He's averaging, roughly 14 to 15 points, right now as of last year. He didn't play horribly, didn't play that bad. He had a couple of games that were a little off. But you know what? I think overall, I don't think it's going to be bad. I think Dable coming in, bringing in guys like Wandell, bringing in, trying to boost, that wide receiver group. I'm really excited to see what they can do with Ward.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna do it for you, Mike. Also because I think he's big buy low right now.
Oh yeah.
Now I can just be done with running back. That was actually we don't have time with 30-second picks for me to go in some analytics there, but that was a really tough pick for me. I have to think about 2 to 3 rounds with this pick. It's less about the turn. Everything's pretty even, but I really have to think about the 6 and the 7-3 there. I think like Doc, 20 wide receivers I like.
I think Doc would have went Scattaboo over Henry if that was available. Because of just the age and what you're looking for and all that. Like, I like that pick for you. And you're youngish at the running back position. You still have a good amount of depth right now with your wide receivers. You still have a ton of options that could go to you. I know where you're going to go here for the most part.
This is tough. I want to go Tucker Kraft, but I'm a little light at wide receiver, and I like a lot of them right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is tough.
No,
I'm gonna take the. I mean, he's literally injured though. How can I possibly do that? Let's have some fun. Honestly, I'm gonna draft 600 quarter. This is gonna be the draft where when you guys let quarterbacks fall, I am gonna do the pure value draft. I'm just gonna take the guys that I can sell for the most. And Fernando Mendoza on the market right now is worth significantly more than Harvey, Tootin, all the running backs. He's worth way more than all those wide receivers. And would you sell Tucker Kraft for Fernando Mendoza right now? Yeah, you definitely would. So we're just gonna take value.
Dildo,
wow, what a run! That was beautiful, boys.
Good old Dildo took my pick.
I was actually considering
I was hoping even tier fell. For me. I know, but I hope I was hoping that
cleared a tier,
fell.
dude. You can't take quarterback here unless you really believe in a Kyler. But yeah, that 4-pack for me, I want one of those guys. And often, if I don't take Love at the 5-3, let's say I go positional at 5-3,
that's fine.
Kraft's still a great pick there. I mean, I was considering Kraft at the 6-10.
I didn't really want Kraft, but I didn't fill my queue, and I'll take Kraft though.
I kind of had to do the same thing with Mendoza. I feel so much better now that run, but this is interesting. I do think the Mendoza, Darnold, Stroud, Shuck, that tier for me in particular is I want one of those 4 very badly on my team.
I was hoping that one of those 3 got back to me. I wanted
you were waiting
Darnold, Stroud, or Stroud. I wanted all 3 of those. I just got 3 times sniped. And yes, that Victorious.
Was brutal.
Not gonna lie, Shuck was in the contention because I had Olave, so I definitely was aiming for that at one point. But there are other ways. There are other things to do. Yeah. Evan goes, I think one thing that's important to discuss for these startup mocks is to talk about team composition. Got to go with youth or win now. Teams that split the middle rarely work out. See, I don't fully agree with that, but I understand his point. it makes sense. It's either win in 3 years or win now. But I think there is a happy middle that you can do, that you can, instead of winning right now, you can win next year, or you can win, in 2 years comparatively to 3. There's a little bit of variation with it. I always try to be a little bit balanced. I've always been a more balanced drafter when it comes to Dynasty, and, trying to find, what would work for me. Right now we're doing a very fast draft, so it makes things a lot more difficult for me to think in the moment, comparatively to, other situations. Like right here, I probably wouldn't have gone Bryce Young, but it's my best option right now to keep my group a little bit younger. So Raven is going, end the Bucky hate. All right. Well, I'm gonna just say one thing. He's got three solid backs behind him with Kenneth Gainwell and Sean Tucker. I'm not a
that felt
either.
so good. I will end the Bucky hate, but I will absolutely start the Kenyon Sadiq hate.
Oh no,
Fanta, I'm so sorry, but Sadiq is such a bust, dude. It's been a lot of years since I've been this down on a first round pick. The last pick that I was down on, though, to this level was absolutely huge. I thought TCU player in the first round is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. QJ, literally anyone from TCU is just never making it for me. But we'll see, man. I don't know how the whole. I have to study this, man. Guys, you guys know I'm a big fan of. I'm a market watch guy. I am a.
Oh yeah.
Everything's kind of relative, right? It's fun. We're an entertainment based community, right? Fantasy football is entertainment based. We get really analytical with it.
Don't forget, you're on the clock. You got 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna double tap. That's no problem there.
Okay.
I got herbs, baby. Just
All
freaking
right,
out a little bit. We were queued up though. But no, the idea is I'm a big fan of, people tend to want to overreact because they want the rankings to move because it's fun. It's fun to see. But I don't think when I look at the smartest analysts, when they're really just, kind of like being their honest self, not going for clout, they'd say that look, everybody that goes into the NFL is really, really, really good at what they do, right? And there are so many situations where the talent doesn't necessarily equal the output, right? You look at a situation like Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet. Kenneth Walker was right next to Breece Hall in terms of a prospect profile, right? But just the team he ended up on and how that went down, he was just looked at quite a bit differently up until he ended up on the Chiefs, right? But the talent never really changed. His situation and the hype just really blow the ADP and the talent way out of proportions, right? Breece Hall's been buried, could go to the Chiefs, buried again.
Son of a bitch.
Oh,
God damn you!
That was cold.
Dildo.
That was so. I left him for you too, man.
God,
I really tried to leave him for you. That was.
You're lucky you just had a kid. Congratulations, by the way.
Wait. Did we find that out?
Yeah, he had a kid 9 days ago.
Am I not catching up with chat?
Yeah. Oh, it was in the chat in the. Yeah.
I'm so try hard, guys. I know I should be focused on making money and having
that's your gift
and doing the thing, but I want to draft
so
well
mad.
every time I hop in here.
So mad because I Victorious just added to that because I'm like, oh, I missed out on Wandell. Jaden Higgins will run right back.
Dude. Guys, we got to mess around with the StreamYard widgets too, man. We can throw polls in chat now. We've got some stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, let's get crazy. All right, which QB you want in the 7th, man?
Bildo's very happy with his choice. Right now, Jamie said that he thought you should have went Higgins over Scattaboo.
Which Higgins?
T. Higgins.
You guys know a man by the name of Leonardo DiCaprio? All right.
I know. You love him young.
T. Higgins is like a 90-year-old grandmother to me. He's just so old. What I don't like about T. Higgins is I've owned T. Higgins before, okay? And if that guy gets a hamstring injury in week 2,
Yeah,
I know the season
I know.
is fucking over. And
I
I am
know.
staring down like an almost 29-year-old asset that I can't use. Like I agree with you. T. Higgins is a good pick, but let me elaborate as to why I would never make the T. Higgins pick there. And there's like several picks I'd make before him. I'm really drafting startup value, and I would never take T. Higgins in a startup because T. Higgins is the type of guy who's amazing production, but you just absolutely do not know what your team is going to look like by week 4. You don't know how many of your young assets hit. You don't know how many of your veteran assets are on a team that massively underperforms or overperforms. You just have no idea. And T. Higgins is a guy that is very illiquid. If the Bengals don't look good, if Burrow magically gets injured again, if he pulls a hammy, you can't sell him for face value. I mean, he tanks in value, right? And he can all of a sudden be an A.J. Brown where it's like, do I trade a late first for him? His value insulation is completely non-existent. And so you can look at your team. Like T. Higgins on a roster looks really good up until week 1, but when things happen, it can feel terrible. I don't draft dynasty startups like that. I draft them to be incredibly flexible with incredible amounts of youth that's paired with expected appreciation. You know, guys like Egbuka in his rookie draft when you know things are going to get better. Your Burdens, your Roams, where you know there's going to be a veteran that's clearly going to leave. And that's being generous, Mike. And that's being generous.
Funny.
I should probably make a pick here, huh? Should we make a pick, boys?
Yeah. I mean, I was sitting here.
Trash.
I was sitting here trying to figure out who I wanted to go with here.
We have a lot of wide receivers we like. Wow. I know who I want to take. I'm not going to take him. I'm going to let someone else take him. We got 10 seconds. All right, we got Jaden Reed, Downs, McMillan.
I thankfully have a couple
options. Do I just get crazy? I'm going to do it. Screw it. It's mock draft. I'm going to do it. It feels ridiculous.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it does feel gross.
Why are we doing this? Why are you just giving yourself a headache?
Because he's a better wide receiver than Parker Washington at 10-5. He's a better wide receiver than Matthew Golden at 10-2. He's a better wide receiver than Terry McLaurin at 30. He's just
absolutely not.
I don't know what he translates to, but
absolutely not.
All right, well, I'll throw a take out here. I'll throw a take out here. In Dynasty, far too many people think in shorter windows, particularly with rookies and year 2 players, and they just can't see in a 2-year window when it comes to a player's range of outcomes and values. Sauce one.
Sauce just won. Yeah. No, Sauce has been killing it.
Pastor? Yeah.
Except
the crazy thing is I like Ricky Pearsall way more than Addison they ever got there. I think everyone's kind of crushing the draft right now. Honestly, I don't think
you guys. Everyone is doing a great job right now. We are currently in the 11th round, trying to get all our picks settled and what we want to do here.
Give me some Joey Coleman, baby. Let's go.
I like a Coleman pick.
You got to get some rookies in there, though.
I definitely like the Coleman pick.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of draft. I mean, again, our draft community is pretty fantastic. So this is what I expect.
Oh, 100%. It's so hard to draft in this group because everybody here is just so good at what they do. It's mind-boggling sometimes when we do these because I'm just sitting here like, I'm going to have a hard time trying to, like, if I had to draft this as a real team, I'd be upset. Like, I would at this point be upset.
All right, guys, I've never done this before, guys. We're using the new StreamYard tools. All right,
we're gonna try things. I like it.
I guess I have no idea how this even works. By the way, I'm just playing around in production right now.
I like this. That's funny.
Well, no. So here's the thing you never heard me say that T. Higgins was a bad pick, but you're hearing that I wouldn't take him. The big thing with every single pick in Dynasty, and this is why I hate to do this, but like I'm gonna throw some shade on one of my favorite content creator groups. They really leveled me up in the game until they stopped. And it's the Fantasy Footballers. I was listening to them earlier. They're like a drive to drive home show.
Yeah.
And I was so disappointed by their Dynasty week. It was so 101. It was so rookie. It didn't have any nuance to it. And they were
Okay.
talking about trading the 105, 106 for A.J. Brown, which just seems suicidal and not even remotely market relevant. And it's just too much like, let me give an analogy. I actually thought about this on the drive home the other day, guys. I've been waiting to Friday just so I can spit some knowledge at you guys. Does anyone ever get late to something and speed a little bit? Has anyone ever ran the math on if you're going 70 and you want to go 80 to get there faster? Are you really going to get there much faster? 80 is not that much of a percentage difference than 70. Yeah. If you're going 20 and you decide to go 40, you absolutely are going to get to your destination significantly faster because it's the percentile difference, right?
Okay.
Right. What I'm talking about here with aging veteran production, and T. Higgins will be that pretty soon. T. Higgins will be the new A.J. Brown pretty soon. Is you're paying a decent premium in some case, not a premium, but you're paying a price for production right now. But if you don't win this year, if you draft T. Higgins this year and you don't win the championship, your team is probably permanently and forever some percentage worse than if you've gone with an appreciating talent that will have a longer value curve and maybe has some upward mobility to be a little bit higher than T. Higgins. You will sacrifice your percentile chance to win in the short term, but you absolutely don't in the long term. And I definitely equate that to if you're going 70 and you want to go 80, is that worth a first round pick? I'm not sure it is, right? And I don't think that drafting a startup thinking that you know that all your teams are going to do what they're going to do is the best strategy. I would rather draft best player available. I would rather draft for long-term value. I got to go ahead and make a pick here.
Yeah,
Kittle is
almost
a draft. Kittle's a draft to sell.
You can't.
Trey Benson's kind of interesting here.
I'm
going to take a player I really believe in here. I'm going to take him a little bit early just to plant my flag. I think Igbukah is always meant to be a really great NFL wide receiver
100%.
too.
But I really
McMillan was holding his own with Rome in Washington. He was doing quite well there. That's a team that's had a lot of wide receiver talent lately. He's played with NFL talent. And in very, very short windows of becoming a starter out of nowhere in a really big deal, he's been great. And apparently he had like a damn near broken neck, and he recovers in season balls out. I mean, absolutely balls out. Yeah. Like, I think McMillan's a dog. I kind of like all of Tampa Bay. I like him quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. I was a big fan of him prior to Igbukah going there. I had him in a lot of leagues. I was very interested in Igbukah. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's you can bring up a good point here. Like why isn't he? The whole point is that you're most likely taking him for the production, right? You're taking him because you're in a win now window.
Mm-hmm.
But the big point is when you're in a win now window, okay, I'm in some leagues where I think I have the clear-cut best team in the league. Okay, I really, truly believe that. And I think basically everyone else in the leagues pretty much believes that too, right? Would you take my juggernaut team or the field to win the title? Because I personally would bet the field. Because things happen, and this is a game of variance. You guys are all fantasy football players. So let's talk poker for a second, because I know you guys are degenerate poker players too if you play fantasy, right? Mm-hmm. In Texas Hold'em, the percentages can be pretty swingy, right? You know, if you're deuces to threes, right? You're in bad shape, right? But you guys play PLO or Big O, 60-40, 65-35 is about as rough as it gets because there's so much variance, right? That's my point. When you add an A.J. Brown to a team, if your team's mid, yeah, it's probably a pretty decent increase, but you also shouldn't be adding a win now player if you're just mid. You're only adding a player like that if you're win now. And if you're win now, you're pretty good across the board, probably, unless you're very specifically weak at one position. That's when I think it's worth it. If you're upgrading to A.J. Brown, but your team's kind of mid, right? Or if you have a contender team and you're adding A.J. Brown to it, the points per game difference just isn't necessarily ground shattering. Like, oh, now I'm going to win the league because I added an A.J. Brown, right? But so if we're talking 109, the amount of years that I can still find a window to sell high or sell in a really nice particular pocket for that whatever that pick is, I can spin that pick into value almost eternally, right? I'm a big fan of draft well with a 3rd round pick, so you can sell it for a 2nd, so you can also hit on that and sell it for a 1st. I've turned 3rds into 1sts all the time. Now you miss sometimes too, right? That happens, but that's why I like trading for a lot of 3rds, adding more ammo to those, right? You can get lucky on a couple, and draft a little bit. So the general idea though on why I'm a little bit against the AJB or the Higgins pick in a startup or even taking that mid first is if it doesn't go your way, you don't have a recovery mechanism. Fantasy's pretty brutal when it's not going your way. But if you're always drafting to get a little bit better, sacrificing your top end production to just always have a more valuable 3 to 5 year window, you'll get to a point where you're just accruing so much value that you don't even need the AJ Brown T Higgins pick because you're just too stacked. And I like that window of longevity. Once you've arrived, that's when I start saying, hey, I've got 2 first round picks. Let me go ahead and flip the 109 for a win now window, because if it doesn't hit, I'll sell them for 80% of what I got. Relatively okay. I just think people pull the trigger on it a little bit early. And I think people want to push for the win when they're just not quite ready to. You should be close to the best team before you add an AJ Brown. Not almost there, in my opinion.
Okay. So Ethan goes, I mean, sure, but you have the range of outcomes for rookie picks too. It's simply contextual on what your team needs, and it's contextual on the range of outcomes for, T and.
Yeah. This is also one of those, like, you if you play a certain play style, trade and draft based on that play style.
Mm-hmm.
The way I tend to play is that tends to be pretty effective. I don't want to say that I'm like I'm knocking that play, because I think there's a time and a place where that's incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
Ask anybody who's finished 3rd or 2nd and they were right there, but you have to be pretty active and you have to know your league ecosystem, because if you buy them and all of a sudden your Bijan or your Gibbs goes down, or maybe you're a little thin at quarterback and your Trevor Lawrence goes down and you're out of juice. You're permanently, you're not worse for 1 year. You're worse for every year, in my opinion, unless you can find a perfect window to sell out of that pick or to sell out of that T Higgins or the AJB. But a lot of this is like, I mean, classic. I kind of want to ask you this. I feel like since the last probably 2 to 3 years, Dynasty has gotten significantly more popular. The draft coverage in the NFL has gotten more coverage. Dynasty channels are more prevalent. So rookie fever is a real thing.
For sure.
Oh man. Well, at least it's an IU player, so that's not the worst. So I'm so into this take though. I really think it's worth a little bit extra time though. And that's if you get it wrong. You ever heard the term like it takes money to make money? The Barstool guy, what's his face, right? He's famously on an interview saying, in a very like layman's terms, like, yeah, when you have money, it's like really easy to make more money. I think in fantasy, when you have a good team, it's easier to make your team better than you have a worse team. You have to take some gambles, I guess. So I take a little bit more time in accruing value to get your team to a much higher base level than taking too many gambles early. And I'm only saying this from experience too. This is not like purely theory crafting. I'm in, I think, 18 Dynasty leagues right now.
Damn.
I've gotten better at Dynasty year after year because when I started dabbling, I really got out there and I made some moves that I thought were good. And that was like 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah. I traded a late first round pick for Terry McLaurin when everyone thought that was a good move. And I have regretted it ever since. And Terry's had some fine seasons. He's been okay. But the fact is, what I would have done with that pick would have aged so much better. And I could have found a better window to do something with it. And I had to blow up my team and rebuild. And having that Terry McLaurin on my team instead of literally anything else it could have been probably set my entire team back some amount that I just wish I could have back. And I have probably 2 or 3 of those examples that I just, if people are getting into the game or are trying to level up a little bit, if you're going to pick one side of the coin, I'm just a little bit safer on youth and flexibility of that youth than the high end person. But if you get it wrong, it sucks, right? Like when you draft a QJ instead of trading it, you're in trouble. If you drafted your Jonathan Brooks or Trey Benson, you're in trouble, right? Like that's the situation that's bad. But know your class, know what you're trading. I feel so confident in my draft strategy that's why I think I'm good enough at making the pick. If you just don't scout the rookies very much, that's I was talking to Evan today, right? And Evan mentioned, look, I got to be honest, he doesn't scout the players as in depth as I probably do, right? If I'm on that token, I'm definitely trading because I don't have to spend 50, 60 hours really diving into the rookie class. I can just make smart bets, I guess, right? So if you really want to put your money where your mouth is in the draft, go ahead. But if not, then that's when I do that trade.
So I wanted to get to Raven, his thing right here. He goes, am I wrong for thinking people play Dynasty with the mindset more for value than actually winning the league? When people get to talking about 4 or 5 years down the road, it's a little ridiculous. 3-year windows should be your thought process. I completely agree with that. And I've seen that a lot in different leagues. There's one league that I'm in that, people focus too much on the concept of value. And they're like, oh, let me get all the first round picks that I can. And then, load up on guys and hope they hit. I've always been on the mindset of doing the best you can with having as balanced of a roster as you can with age and with value of, whatever you do in your particular dynasty drafts. It's very difficult to consistently keep I trade out my picks all the time, but I trade for youth. I trade for, production, things like that. I have a different mindset than Kendall a lot of the times when we do these, and I play a little bit differently than he does, and it's all based. We all have different outcomes for certain things. It's really based on how you play. But at the end of the day, 3-year windows is exactly what you should be working with.
Well, I'll take that real quick too. Phil's league, the annexation of Puerto Rico taper. Okay, I sold everything on purpose in year one. Okay, and I was attempting to do that the entire year, pretty much. I got to make a little bit of. There's just no way I'm taking Ayuk, right? What am I doing?
What up, Wicked? How you doing, brother? Great to see you, my friend.
Tank? Am I going tank?
Hey man, I have him queued up. So if you want,
we're going rookies. We're going rookies. No, but okay. What I was saying there's that. Okay, that is a perfect example. If you're active enough and really understand your league micro economy, and you're just extremely active, you got enough time to get to it. I did a taper league, right? I sold Michael Pittman. I sold Mike Evans or something along those lines. And this is a couple years ago, right? So don't take the players right now. They were sellable at the time, right? Accrued a bunch of firsts, did the thing. My whole plan was I'm going to punt year one. I'm going to draft to trade. It was an auction draft. And I'm going to accrue all this pick value. And I'm going to be a juggernaut in year 2 or 3, I hope, right? I'm just going to fully not play for year one.
Okay.
I accidentally made the damn playoffs while selling my entire team and literally having free space on my team, right? I think in that particular year, I ended up selling 2, maybe 3 firsts and retooled for the first round of the playoffs, right? I bought all the production. If I had a little bit more time, I probably could have gone from, oops, I made the playoffs to you are in big trouble, full on Adam Sandler. I can take all that value and spin it in production overnight. Because it's the perfect time, right? I know I'm a contender at that point. I know other people aren't. One of the most fluid times to buy players for future production, give up my youth value for current production, is mid to late in the season when some teams know that production is not valuable. So you're buying it at a good price, right? And then the next year, I think at that point in time, I had something like 6 first-round picks left because I'm telling you, I sold everything. Right. And I spun that into, I spent 3 first-round picks to go get Jamar Chase. And I spent 3 first-round picks to go get Puka Nacua. Right. And I don't know how that's going to work. But so take last year. Right. So I sold everything and I played for that long window, just all a bunch of 21-year-old rookies. Right. I won the league in year 2 because I spun all that pick value into a good draft class appropriately. I knew it was coming up. It was 2024, I think. Might have been 25. I can get my dates wrong here. But the point is, I did the like long-term strategy, and it took me, I think, less than 1 week to flip 6 or 7 first-round picks and turn my team from, you got a lot of future pick value, to, I'm going to beat you by 40 points, right? So the whole logic behind, I think some people go for value too much. That does make sense, but you can sell all that value in 15 minutes. So if there was a different way to play the game where you couldn't do that, then I would agree a little bit more. And I do think there's players that hoard quarterbacks, right? That really imbalance the league.
100%.
The guys that will hoard running backs, and they'll want they're going to want 2 first-round picks for Tank Bigsby because Saquon will leave at some point, right? Or selling the 49ers backups a little bit too high. There's hoarding and being a little bit greedy. That I don't think that's just not right. Like, that player's probably not winning the league anytime soon, but he's holding everyone back because he's holding up the economy of the league. That's where I think it's a little toxic.
Yeah, well, I have that in a few leagues, and it definitely makes things a little bit more tricky when you're trying to make a play and try to do something a little different. It really makes things very difficult. I don't even know how more to do it. So Christian Latino was saying y'all should do mock where you do 2026 picks and place kickers and placeholders. We've done that in the past. This is just easier. I know that you said down here, don't worry about what you said, but I just wanted to reiterate if we've done that before, and it's fun to a point, but we're at that point in the year where these guys are going to be picked on teams in 2 weeks, so it doesn't really matter. We've done other ones before. It's harder to do. That's easier to do with real startups. When we're mocking like this, we're just having fun right now.
Just auto picking over here. I'm so
where
sorry.
Am I going?
I'm queued up for days, but
I'm queued up too. But I've been trying to find at least some type of decent pick. Running backs have fell off the face of the earth.
Got your Tracy picking. Chig at the 16-6 feels really nice.
Oh, I love the chick pick. Yeah.
Gino at the 18-6 feels like pretty nice value too. A lot of these guys won't be able to be sold for a third. That one is. That's pretty nice.
And honestly, I only just wanted a third QB that I knew was going to be starting on day one, and then I can work from there. It's so like for me in Dynasty, or for me in Superflex, I pretty much will run with just 2 QBs most of the time, and I'll find a way to use and utilize that spot. I rather get a little bit more value in in one of those good positions, with wide receiver or running back, and fill the void and make it where I can use that spot more often. Very rare that in this type of scenario that I'm going this late at QB. I try to be a little bit more. I try to spread it out, but this is a new build for me, and I don't hate it.
I was gonna say I'm checking out your team. I like your team, dude.
Yeah.
Now the Cam Ward Bryce Young is absolutely terrifying, but I dig it. I would have loved if you could have gotten Malik Willis. Obviously you couldn't have. It was impossible.
I'm just not a fan. Phenomenal. I'm just not a fan of them. It's hard for me to draft guys that I'm not like 100% behind.
I would have rather had Jacoby Brissett in the 12th than Malik Willis in the 9th, though, for sure. If we're looking at like that 3-round split.
Hold on. I'm just trying to see what I had.
Oh, I gotta make a.
Yeah. I decided to go the zero QB. I'm a little bit more, Ethan. I'm a little bit more on Bryce Young than I am on someone like Malik Willis.
Pastor, nice pick.
The only reason why is I love what the Carolina Panthers are doing for him currently. They are currently doing their best to give him weapons. They're doing what they can to build his line. They're doing anything they can to make him better. and you can just see it. He played well in a lot of different scenarios. Yes, he's not the best player. He's still a young QB with a decent future, good draft capital, the whole deal. There's not really much they can do. Yes, he was benched in the beginning of the year. Yes, he still has a lot to learn. But at the end of the day, I still think that he is somebody that can be productive in the NFL. He's going to be my QB2 at this point. Granted, Cam Ward is probably that as well. But I can go through my roster and, or I can go through my 27 picks and, and go a different way. I'm not a big fan of Willis. His rushing upside is the only thing that he's good with. But then he has to maintain a certain passing aspect, and I don't think he can do that. That's my biggest issue with him is he's essentially, to me, he's Justin Fields. Like, that is his ceiling, is Justin Fields. I don't see anything else. And I'm calling like Justin Fields when he, his 800-yard season or whatever, or 1,000-yard season or whatever it was. That's like the ceiling for him. And yeah, I get it. He was what, QB6 that year? Okay, cool. Like, he did it once, and then he's gonna fall from grace. I'm just not in on it. Just not there. I understand it's a new regime in Miami, and it's a whole new thing. I'm just not there. Can't do it. It says give me Willis over or with his 27, 7, 30, 365 over. Yeah, it's just not there. Just not there.
Man, I'm torn. I like the take.
No, I like it. I don't
like
hate
the
it.
take.
I understand exactly what he's saying. I'm not there yet. I'd rather take it on. I'd rather take the flyer on Brees Young.
Ethan, I'll throw this out. This is a new thought I had recently, which is these short quarterbacks suffer in an area that I don't think we give them credit for, which is as a quarterback coach, as a head coach that's supposed to be developing the quarterback, right? How do you coach somebody that's so much shorter than the archetypical quarterback, right? Like in the NFL, because in college, not everyone's that physically fit, built, tall, so it's a different game. But in the NFL, that size disadvantage is hard to coach. I don't think every coach can help a Bryce Young. I don't think every coach can help every other Bryce Young comp that's out there, right? The short kings, the Kyler Murray. Fields was a little bit taller, but I mean, not enough. So I think there's a coaching challenge. You might know how to quarterback whisper, but if your quarterback can't see what he's doing, how are you supposed to coach him through reads when he can't see them? Like, as a coach, I imagine looking in the film room being like, I need a POV of what it looks like to be this guy. And when they see it, I imagine there's some times where like, I don't know how to coach this. I'm really good at the NFL. I don't know how to coach this because this is a physical camera angle problem, right? I know some Madden pros that if you mess with their camera angle, they're not going to be the same player, right? And I don't think that they get the same coaching. I think coaching matters in the NFL, especially with how early we bring quarterbacks into the league when that didn't used to be the case, right? And quarterbacks that get to sit for a while do end up being quite a bit better, in my opinion. So it's, I just think we're putting a little bit too much on the player. And I think the challenge is pretty big from a coaching staff challenge. Like, how do you coach a short player? How do you make them better? I don't know. I truly don't know. And I think the easiest answer for me is use their legs, man. Use the athleticism. If Patrick Mahomes is scrambling around because he can't find somebody, why can't the actual person that runs, right? And if you're not willing to do that, I don't know. I don't know what the point of having an athletic quarterback if you can't leverage it a little bit. Injuries happen all the time. I've seen immobile quarterbacks get leveled too. The injury discrepancy between rushing quarterbacks and immobile quarterbacks isn't that different. So I don't want to defend Bryce Young. I hate a defending Bryce Young take. Please don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not a fan.
No,
he's passable, but
yeah, and that's my thing. I don't need to be elite at quarterback. I just need to have production. I need to have somebody giving me 10 to 20 points per game and go from there. That's all I need. And as long as I can do that, I'm happy. And Vike, voting for yourself is quite
There you
sad.
go. There you go. And Dill, I saw you in the chat too. Like, yeah, I was gonna saying Fields' excuse is not that he's not tall enough, right? Like, it's a very different comp. I was more or less saying he's not enough in general. He's just he doesn't have enough. If you make Bryce Young the same build as Justin Fields, the sick part is he's gonna be just a crap ton better, right? And Fields should have done more with that. That's why I was into Fields. 6'3" with that kind of athleticism. Come on, man. It should have worked.
Oh, yeah. No,
thank God Caleb worked, man. My goodness.
You're lucky.
I mean, he was supposed to, man. We can't fail on Fields and Caleb. That's brutal, man. That would have been too much.
I was so out on Fields from the beginning that it feels so great to see the just, how bad it's been. I'm so happy at the same time, but I'm sad for you because I know that it's your team. So I always get a little choked up about that. I threw a poll in the chat. I know that Vike's the only one that did it. Throw your 1, 2, 3, or 4 for the best team that you see. I just put 4 guys. If you think it's somebody else on this list, let us know. I want to know what your take is on this. If you're watching now and got to the end, and make sure you guys throw it in the comments as well. Let us know what your favorite team that was drafted. I'm going to go through my team real quick, give an idea of what, how I like to do things. We kind of talked about Bryce Young already, but I started out with JSN, which I was really happy to fall to me. Went with James Cook on the turn. Chris Olave right there. I was in between Chris and Mbuka. It was definitely a very tough decision for that one. Lad McConkey on the 4-6. Really like. I was so thrilled to get Lad because I've been getting roamed the last few weeks. So for me, it's been quite happy that I got Lad McConkey. Then going around on the 5-7, got Junkins, really happy with that pick. Then got Cam Ward back on the turn. Tucker Kraft right after that. Bryce Young. Kyle Monungai, really excited to see what he can do moving forward. And to be fair, number 2 in a run-heavy offense, I'll take it all day long. Really love what the Bears have been doing on the ground. Just really enjoy it. Devontae Adams, just wanted to get a little bit of, a good young vet in there and try to get, a little bit of production. Jacoby Myers, think he's going to be a steal at that point. Was kind of hoping that Josh Downs came around.
I just realized I'm older than Devontae Adams, and that feels like an indictment.
I'm older than all these guys, so for me,
just
it
put
feels
me
gross.
in the ground. I look at Devontae Adams as like the oldest man that can still run in my life.
Come on now.
And I am older than I can teach Devontae Adams about life because I have been here longer than he has. That feels absurd.
Yeah. It is what it is. Believe me, I look at these kids and I'm like, oh my God, these guys are actual children, but they look bigger. They look like, they look like they're 40.
It is crazy. They do look like they're 40.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I feel like
if you hung out with them for an hour, though, you would know. There's no way, like us men of a certain age, we couldn't hang out with a couple NFL players. And like, there's the awe moment, but within an hour, I think I'd be like, there is no way these guys could hang in my ecosystem. Like they wouldn't make it. Like they're very good on the field, but I don't think they're ready for old age, man.
I was watching the Masters and they had the young amateur on. I forgot his name off the top of my head. He's 19 years old. I didn't know he was 19. I'm watching the interview and I'm sitting there like, holy crap, the kid doesn't look 19. He looked like he was 25, 30. And I was like, holy shit. Like it's crazy these days, the way the kids are growing. So can't wait. AJ Barner, got him in the 12th round. Real happy with that pick. Tyrone Tracy, really love having a guy on a team that I think is going to be running the ball a little bit more. They just picked up Falele. I butchered the name, but
I know. We know.
Fillet, or I forget the name, but either way, he's
I am forever calling him Fillet.
not a really good pass
that's
blocker, but a really good run blocker. Booty, love what Booty did last year in general. He's more of a boom bust guy and a little bit more of a street, guy that I'm gonna have to be a little cautious with. DK, love what he does. I just wanted to pair him right now with Ward, see what happens there. Because unfortunately I missed out on Coker. Then I got Chig in the 16th round. Really like that move for what the Commanders did. I think it was smart on their part to go for a guy like Chig, and I think he'll be a big help for everything that they're doing, especially with what's his face, Zach Ertz coming back from an ACL. So we'll see how that works.
I think Chig could be this year's Gadsden.
Yeah,
I
I wouldn't go
really
Gadsden. Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, you look at the comp. Chig is an athletic, pass catching, slightly undersized tight end.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's 6'3", I think about like 230, 240, which sounds massive for me, but that's actually slightly undersized for a tight end. He is known as an athletic. He's incapable of catching the pass. He's not the pass catcher that Gadsden is, but
I kind of like this
I think
comp.
he's going to be nice.
I like this comp better. He's going to be this year's Barner.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Yeah,
I'd take that all day.
Barner came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
for a lot of
target
people.
share being a little.
For
bit
those
lower,
that didn't know
impact.
him, I knew him.
By the way, I tried to sell Barner to like
Barner
a million people in a bunch of leagues, trying to say like Barner plus this pick to get up to somebody else, and everyone's like, Barner's not even going to be in the league.
No. Everyone he went Aurora. Yeah. They all went Aurora, and everybody went, they're not gonna. Come on.
Do you ever do that in trades though, where you're like, you try to sell a player because you're like oddly like really into what they're gonna be, but you just need to sell them, and then the deal doesn't go through because you're higher on them than everyone else is, and then later on you're like,
sometimes
thank God
I've
didn't
definitely done
agree with me, right? Because I'm pretty happy with what's happening right now. Michael Wilson. When he was a second-round NFL pick, I kept thinking he was going to be pretty solid. And he disappointed me like crazy, and I tried to sell him in so many packages. And now I'm like, hey, look who's still on my team. I want to go back to all of them and be like, I told you.
I grabbed him everywhere, and it was more because his comp, he was such a big receiver. I just always aim for, bigger receivers on teams that need to throw the ball a little bit, and he was one of them. After I went Chig, I went Brian Robinson. Love just the concept that he's going to be on a running team right behind. I have no problem grabbing the number 2 behind Bijan at this point, and really just thought, why not? Gino was available and needed to take a starter, so I figured, why not? Darnell Mooney. I'm a big Giants fan. I understand it's kind of a Giants pick, but I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to be filling the role that Wan'Dale is currently out of, and he is going to produce. I see him being he is one of the most underrated route runners in the game currently. He's just been hampered by injury because every year he gets a major injury somehow, or he gets like this 6 to 8 week freaking hamstring something or other, and you don't get to see him. He is a solid wide receiver. I'm hoping that he can stay healthy. Now, granted, this is my second to last pick. It's really a dart throw, but I like what I've seen from him, and I hope that he can be productive with dart and move forward. So
I so agree with that. Oh my God. Like it's underrated that Mooney has really excellent experience.
100%.
He was the Bears wide receiver one for a period of time. Yeah. And while he kind of disappointed in that one role, you just can't pay for that level of experience. You can't pay for, he's gone up against the best corners in the league as the focal point of that corner. So he's got this experience, and I think that makes him a much craftier route runner. I think he's got that NFL veteran-esque sort of, I know 100%. What it takes to win a game. I know the timing. I know when he knows what to look for. I mean, he's a little, he gets in fights, he gets in weird stuff. I think he's past all that, though. I think if he's healthy, he has an extreme value. He's kind of Tyler Lockett-esque, where he can come in and play a very, very good role.
100%. I am so in on it. It's not even funny. And then I ended up just going Leggett. I kind of just want the fact that he fell all the way to the last round. I couldn't not take something like that to help out, Bryson and, make it so that I had a good combo.
Leggett's going to get traded to another team at
Eventually,
some point
yeah,
in
but he's a
time.
solid
I
receiver.
had to look at the contract, but as early as next year, I could see him being a reasonable 2 to a team that has a power slot but is lacking a real X. I think that could be a pretty decent landing spot for him. And I think he's going to be more valuable when he changes teams. Not at an elite level, but I was talking earlier about it. I like a lot of players that are sort of forgotten because we're thinking in shorter term windows where this past season was bad, so we can only project what's most likely, but we can't see past that year into the next and completely reset the board. And that's a player where if you reset the board on a new team, I'm not a big fan of his profile. Very, very late breakout age. It's not a profile we like. I like Trey Harris, but I hate him for the same reasons. Late breakout age, just stereotypical. He's an X, so he goes a little bit higher. But on another team with a little bit of experience under his belt, I just think a lot of these rookies need more snaps. And I know he's not a rookie, 100%. But he still needs more snaps. I think it's pretty good value. I mean, he used to be a lot higher up the board. So one of my favorite teams you've drafted. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy. I wasn't expecting how it fell, and I'm pretty happy. Let's go over your team.
Let's go over here. You go over my team. You tell me. I'll hop in when I want to.
So we got Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs. Then we got Tet McMillan. Good old Justin Herbert on the turn. Love that pick. Breece Hall in the 4th. Crazy how much he has fallen. Jordan Love. I know you love that pick right there. Cam Scadaboo right after that. The Mendoza pick.
The Mendoza line. We're crossing it.
And it's there. Kyle Pitts right after that. Love that pick. He's still young, man. Still doing it. I love it. It's a great pick. Then we got Gatson right after that. Really love the pick. The fact that he even fell that far, I'm a little shocked by that. Travis Hunter. I wanted to ask you about this pick. The report came out, I think 2 days ago or a day ago, about the concept of he will now be a full-time cornerback and a very part-time.
Yeah, I can give you a really quick answer here. If this was 2-minute picks and it was high money, this was the I'm gonna give a Travis Hunter take, and I can't give a Travis Hunter take unless I draft him here. So all right, let's do it. No, if this were a big money draft and I was really doing it, I'll just tell you right now that pick would have 100% been Jaden Reed.
Okay.
Without question, that would have been Jaden Reed. I was looking at Jaden Reed. I was like, he was so buried in ADP.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to play a little thought experiment and see if Jaden Reed, how above his ADP he would go.
And he went at the 11.
And obviously the Dontayvion Wicks trade earlier today is going to make his ADP spike. So with that in mind, just so you know, at that pick, I decided to take the player just so we could laugh and LOL a little bit. But in a real high money draft, just pencil in Jaden Reed right there. That's who I would pick. I'm not even sure if I'm going to get Jaden Reed at the 10-10 after the recent news, but assuming he's available, that's my pick there.
Okay. Then we had a Coleman pick. I like the Coleman pick. Jalen McMillan. After that, we got Trey Benson, Trey Harris. After that,
triple stack, by the way. Gadsden, Trey Harris, baby, let's go.
You decided to go that route. I like it. I can't pronounce his name. Surratt?
Yeah, Surratt. Yeah. I don't love him that much, but I want to see. I do think he was productive. He was good in a lot of facets.
No,
he
seems like I watched his tape. He seems okay. Pat Bryant right after that. I love Pat Bryant. Really good pick. Unfortunately he goes down a little bit in the depth chart. With Pat
Bryant is like Luther Burden light. Just give
it a year or two. I was going to say Golden, and only because of the concept that it was Golden last year prior to the Wicks trade, which only makes me think at one point maybe Cortland Sutton gets gone. They end up trading Cortland. But I think they like Cortland enough that they're not going to want to get rid of him. I think he's too good of a vet. And I think that if anything, Waddle and Cortland together make it really nice to have Troy Franklin and someone like Pat Bryant switch out all the time and either in the slot or outside or wherever they need to. And it makes them a very 3-hit combo that I think can really work well. Love the Denver offense. Really, really into that group. Hopefully moving forward. Lane right after that. Don't know too much about him, but I know you do.
Dope X wide receiver. If he is good in the NFL, he's the cheapest T. Higgins you're ever going to see. But
200.
X wide receivers sometimes just bust. But he is big, he's fast, and the NFL does not have a bunch of big, fast X wide receivers. If he hits, he's going to hit hard. I don't think he's talented enough and he needs some more snaps. I think he's going to be a little clunky. But, with where we're drafting him, I'm drafting for pure upside profiles. And,
100% in that round. Yeah.
I want to take some Zachariah Branches, right? Which is kind of like my my Rashee Rice comp to some extent, right? Like I like that a lot, but I do want to take some chances that if they hit, he's got a very incomplete comp, but there are traits there that are very NFL. They can do some nastiness.
Okay. Then he's got Kyle Williams right after that. And then moving on to Antonio Williams.
Yeah, he's potentially mocked to the Bears, which I don't hate.
There you go.
He's got a weird comp. He's kind of a little speed demon, slot king. But enough. I like him. I think Matt Harmon likes him a little bit, so I'm a sucker for if the reception perception is solid on a guy, we're taking him.
And then Tez Johnson, who I know you absolutely love in one way or another.
Yeah, well, it correlates with my my other Tampa Bay and McMillan. If McMillan had the neck injury, I like doubling down on correlation in Dynasty. It doesn't work in redraft because it just doesn't. You have limited rosters. But in Dynasty, I like having a Christian Watson and a Jaden Reed. If one goes down, the other is significantly more valuable, but you don't have to worry about bench space to roster it. So I like the idea that if something terrible were to happen to Jalen McMillan, and it would be terrible, I cannot imagine. If I see him go down, that's an actual player. I would really cringe. I would not want to watch the TV if he went down with an injury after seeing what happened to his neck. But if something were to happen, Tez was a dog as a wide receiver 3 fill-in. God forbid he gets a wide receiver 2 look.
He had a great year when he was in.
Yeah. He's also the type of guy where Tez Johnson is like, you see Dontavian Wicks went to the Eagles. Tez Johnson is like a Dontavian Wicks on like super steroids. If he ever gets like traded or goes anywhere else, he could be enormously more valuable on another team and quite good. So I like the talent. I like the profile. I took like 7 wide receivers in a row based on my start. So I'm curious. I don't know how much I'll get away with this, but I do think this type of build can work because even if I don't have a bunch of wide receiver 1s, the NFL supports a lot of good wide receiver 2s and offenses. If I can just get a couple of hits here, and if Pat Bryant hits in 2 years, if Tez Johnson hits in 2 years, I know I'm talking far out, but my team's not terrible to start. I've got a pretty good floor. I just need 1 or 2 of those to hit, and I'm in an oops, you're in trouble situation. But that
and drafting well in 27, I think you would have a pretty solid team overall. Taking a look at all the other teams that are out there, take a look. We're not going to go through all of them because we would be here all night. But at the end of the day, everyone take a look at the board, see what you guys like. Let us know in the comments what you think. Really would love to know how you guys feel about this draft and how people did, and just general thought processes. I was going to ask about your favorite pick and your not so favorite pick, but I'm going to give you a minute to do that. In the meantime, you already got it, so throw it out there.
It's easy for me. My favorite pick is Colston Loveland at the 4.8.
Okay.
In half tight end premium, that's insane value for me.
Yeah, it's good value.
I like that. That's really, really, really nice. My honorable mention best pick. In my opinion, if I had to give an honorable mention, the entire quarterback run of 7.3 to 7.6, every single one of those picks is fantastic. And thank you guys for absolutely destroying Mike's world.
You guys killed me there.
That range, like my goodness, all of those guys are capable of being 3rd and 4th round picks within 1 year. That is insane value. So that entire run, chef's kiss to all those involved. That's pretty good. Least favorite pick is Kenyon Sadiq. because I really see plenty of worlds where Likely is better than him, and so is AJ Barner at the 12-6 and Mason Taylor at the 12-2. Yeah, I really don't like the profile, so I'm gonna hate on Sadiq no matter where he goes.
All right, fair enough. I was like that with Pitts, so I can understand how you feel about Sadiq in this case. I don't see anything that's on the board that's crazy. I think it's a little crazy that Rashid Rice is getting down to the 4th round. I think a lot of the news that came out with the concept that he is clear, I thought would bump him up a little bit. But the fact that he fell to the 4th round, I think that's pretty
Where would you take him if they draft Jordan Tyson or Carnell Tate at 9?
I'd probably still take him at where he is because he is clearly their focal point, and they want to get him involved. The problem with him is this year he'll take a dip, and I'd rather buy him at the end of this year because of that dip, because I know Justin Fields isn't going to do what Patrick Mahomes did in one way or another. So he's going to take a dip. I understand if you're thinking about it from this year's perspective for Rice, I get it. But the fact, I think Tommy did a pretty good job in getting him where he did. I'm not a fan of Zay Flowers or anything like that, but I mean, I think he got decent value considering where everybody else went. So I like that pick a lot. Pick I don't like for the most part. I think everyone did a really good job of what
it's so
doing.
It's so hard to say. Everyone here is so good at drafting.
No, you guys,
it's like you have to pick a player you don't like versus a pick you don't like half the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll yell at who am I going to yell at? I don't know. I'll yell at you for.
You can yell at me.
No reason. I have no reason.
Anyway. The worst pick in the draft is Travis Hunter at 10-10.
Yeah, there you go. I'll give you the Travis Hunter at 10-10 because I just don't believe Travis Hunter at all. So, with that being said, make sure you guys check out make sure you guys are throwing your comments in there. Really would love to hear how you guys feel about it. Make sure if you haven't already, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the show. Really appreciate it. Really helps us out, build the algorithm a little bit. Yes. Good old Bro Cal going. Let's go Broncos. Listening in a little bit after the fact, and I love it. I'm a big Bronco supporter this year, so hopefully we can, they can do well. Also, make sure you guys, if you haven't already, check out Underdog. Make sure you guys are using the promo code GetRight when you register. Right now, they have a few promos out. Hey, man, it's best ball season. Get in there now. They have a couple of boards out there. I think it's like the big board or something like that. I forgot off the top of my head.
They got a bunch going on, man.
They have a bunch
I'm going to be doing some streams upcoming on Underdog, I think. So if you're not familiar, honestly, hop in our Discord too. We'll get you familiar. If you're not super friendly, like we'll like walk you through an Underdog draft. We'll like
for sure.
Hit us up. We'll do a draft what you're watching and get you familiar before you spend a dime. So like I know we're shilling them a little bit, but we actually really have fun with it. So if you have a toe in the water, outside of the sponsorship, they're cool. You'll enjoy it. Really Let us know if you want to get into DFS. It's going to be a bigger thing to get more into. And we'll recommend some other channels that aren't us that you should check out that are pretty solid at DFS. And 100%. It's fun.
Yeah, I know a bunch of guys that I really like. And on top of that, for something like Underdog, really love what they do with their best ball leagues. They involve Scott Fish as well. So Scott Fish gets in there. They do a lot of satellite leagues that help you get into Scott Fish if you're not already. For those that don't know what Scott Fish Bowl is, it's a wonderful charity tournament that's coming up. They just released their particular theme this year. It's video games, which is really cool. Check them out if you haven't already. Fantasy Cares on X, make sure you check them out. They always have some type of race they're doing right now. They're doing a lot of the races to get you guys in. They always try their best to get as many people into this as possible. Started at 300 people and, being really exclusive to now being so big that it's all over the world now at this point. Kendall does Chicago live. I do New York live. I try to get there every year and make sure that I'm a part of it. I really do love everything. For the New York live, we're drafting in August, not until August 1st, unfortunately, just because we are running with the World Cup. We're going to be drafting at Legends in New York City, right literally across the street from the Empire State Building. And it's really a lot of fun. It's a great place. Love the venue, but it's a soccer venue, so they have basically they're booked all the way until the end of the World Cup, which is after August or beginning of August. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I always try to push it as much as possible. I know Kendall will push, of course, going to Chicago live because great time.
My friends, if you are in the Chicago area, dude, we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna make it more of a weekend this year. I think I'm gonna spend the weekend in Chicago
awesome.
For it. So it's gonna be a time. If you're in
and
town,
remember,
seriously,
guys,
hit me up. We're gonna go grab some pizza at Giordano's. It's gonna be a time.
I was gonna say these events you don't have to be drafting in. You can just show up. A lot of times they have a lot of raffles going on. They got a lot of crazy stuff happening in these events. I had Scott Fish at Live last year. He was fantastic. My Lawrence Taylor jersey that I got behind here, I ended up winning an auction. A lot of fun thing. Well, I mean, it's not pretty fun, but it's one of those things where
there's that too.
It's a blast. It really is. So make sure you guys check it out. Really,
you get to kind of rep your people too. Like we're gonna. I promise. I am gonna try so hard to do good in Scott Fish. I'm gonna draft 1 million Scott Fish teams.
Yeah, I'm
gonna go so try hard. So if you have a favorite analyst out there, you can kind of back them. We're gonna be doing some stuff in the streets, so we'll see how that goes.
I think I got
check it out.
Like,
get in there. Scott Fish likes when we promote him, so get in there, sign up, and if you don't know, we'll figure it out. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah. Get some merch too. If nothing else, man. You want to be cool with fantasy football? Wear some Scott Fish merch.
I have a ton. Make sure you guys sign up for Scott Fish Bowl 16 this year. You have to go to scottfishbowl.com. Make sure you guys are signed up. Make sure you have your email and all that stuff in there. It's a really
drop
fun
us a message.
time.
We will hop on stream to walk you through. There's no way we wouldn't do it. Like we're that cool. We're that into it. He really is a great human being.
I know Bro Cal's been a part of it a bunch of times. I know a bunch of these guys have been a part of it.
Bro Cal just won the race, right? Yeah, he's in there.
He just won a race. He's been in it the last couple of years. I've been in it for the last 5 roughly, and it's a blast. We're gonna definitely in June we're gonna run a bunch of Scott Fish Bowl mocks to get people ready. We're gonna have a good time with it once he drops the scoring. It's a lot of fun, and we can break that down and what we're gonna do.
Yeah, then my life is over for a couple weeks. But yeah, hey, I got one more shout out here. Yeah, it is completely unpaid, unsponsored, and they do not even know I exist because a lot of people don't. But for any of you best ball bros out in the chat, you probably know what's coming here. All right. If you're a fan of the Ryan Seacrest of fantasy football, Peter Overzet, he's doing one of the coolest things I've seen in the fantasy space coming up here. He is going to be launching the first sort of fantasy football reality TV show, seeing if he can launch someone. I'm going to be shooting my shots. I'm not selected yet. I hope so, but I'm going to be submitting.
So cool.
Yeah. So you think you can tout 2026 is coming out. Check out the channel. Look into Peter Overzet. Again, I'm doing this one because it's cool too. If anyone hears me, maybe I get my submission in there, but I got to do a whole bio. I got to submit a video, but the whole point of the contest is it's going to be like 30 or 40 people that are selected to compete in sort of a fantasy football reality show with weekly challenges and stuff to launch a fantasy career. So I'm going to give it an absolute shot. I hope I get picked. Pete, come on, man. We got cool people in the chat. But definitely, if y'all want to back me, I'm going to try to get on the show, and I'm going to try to rep the fan base and see if we can't maybe quit a day job and maybe spin it up and see what happens. So it's a pipe dream, but I'm going to keep it alive until I'm not selected. So check it out, though. So you think you can tout with the Ship Chasing Boys and Peter Overzet. Check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope it gets it'll be so good for fantasy if it blows up. I really think so. So hopefully fantasy becomes mainstream, maybe get some real TV time. That would be super cool for all of us D-gens that have been spreadsheet warriors.
Matthew Berry's been trying and getting there slowly but surely, but they definitely have something out there. Hopefully they can make it better and make it more, make it more than just that. So that would be awesome. So yeah, we're going to have to get Evan to clip that. I can work with that actually. So boys and girls, thank you so much for joining. For all those that were in the mock, thank you so much for joining as well. We always appreciate you guys being a part of this. So thank you so much. I hope everybody make sure if you guys want to be a part of these drafts, make sure you guys check out the Discord. We post it there first. We're never that's usually the best place to find it. We want to make sure we get other people in there as well, but first come, first serve as always. So make sure you guys are in our Discord. Make sure you guys
good hang. It's good people.
Yeah.
It's no
Great
trolls.
People.
We actually answer questions like for real.
Kendall,
and we don't even ask you for
book.
money, man. I will one day. Diapers ain't cheap, but in the meantime, I'm a degenerate. I love this shit. Get in there.
Yes, we do. So make sure you guys are checking out our Discord as well. So check out that below. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their weekend. For me, it feels like it felt like Saturday today. So for me, or for everybody, make sure you guys enjoy your weekend. For those that watch golf, enjoy the Masters. Always a fun time. Good luck to Rory there, killing it on the end of the day. So almost making it unwatchable at this point. Just kidding. We're going to watch. Hope everyone enjoys their weekend. We'll see you soon. Let's play some music. Later.
You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.